Women, I wouldn't say that we rank. I would use a different word. I think we categorize men, um, which may be a type of ranking. But I mean, so when you say ranking, are you referring to you're comparing them
Yes.
to each other or just to your
Yeah.
standard?
No, see, you're 32.
Mm-hmm.
You've been married?
No,
Any children?
not yet.
Well, when a man asks you to go out, you decide what man you give your information to and what man you don't give your information to. That's a ranking. How tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Do you care if a man is of only 5'6" when you date him? That's a ranking. The pause is a ranking. Yeah,
I
see, y'all
mean,
have no problem. Y'all got no problem with ranking men. If a man was working and making $15 an hour, would you marry him and be with him for the rest of your life? If that's all he was gonna make, $15. 37,000 is what the median income for a male in this country was. You'd be happily married to him and submit to him for a lifetime?
if he's married to me, that's going to change. So
No. I said if he's just an average man. See, y'all all think they have the power. No. See, y'all all think they have the power of Thanos to make be not what it is. I said if a man was just an average earning man. See, the fact that you can't even.
I can't. You're right. I can't live off that because.
Sure, you can.
If anything were to happen to me, and if he would have to take care of everything, I wouldn't be able to sustain. Like I would have to.
What do you mean you couldn't sustain? I mean, half the country's doing that.
I mean, like I would have to change some things. If we were living just off his income, I would have to change a lot.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Did your mother go to college?
She didn't.
Your father go to college? Did your father go to college?
He has a trade.
So your mother and father didn't go to college, they made you. And it's funny that the very people who come from nothing got so high of a standard for the next group of men.
What does a traditional housewife entail?
Well, you tell me, because you said you're not one. You picked the right one.
Housewife, I'm just imagining kind of being a slave. So that's.
Let me stop you right here. Let me stop you right here.
Mm-hmm.
Where are your people from?
My mom's from Trinidad and my dad's from Jamaica. So I see. That's
hold on.
Why?
We don't need white supremacy, racism. Well, all we got is this: that you think that the women who came before you were slaves.
It's not that necessarily, but just what I'm seeing in the media and just all around me. I see women trying to be this housewife for men, traditional housewife for men, and they're just getting like.
What are you talking about? A woman who's let's do it. Traditional housewife. What media are you talking about?
So let's. I don't know. Like I said, I want you to define what traditional housewife.
No.
Traditional housewife is being home.
You can't overtalk me. That's how we don't do that.
Okay.
Okay. What media are you talking about?
Social media.
Hi, Mr. Wonderful here. When I choose to invest in a company, it's because I see the potential for growth and real numbers. Start Engine just reported their Q1 2025 financials, and the numbers, they blew me away. 30 million in revenue. That's 3 times what they did in the same quarter last year. Now, here's the kicker. They're still letting investors into this round, but not for long. Start Engine's equity raise is closing this June. I'm a Start Engine shareholder and a paid spokesperson, and have been for years because I'm a believer in the company's mission. Now, this is your opportunity to own a piece of the company that's working to change how startups raise capital. Take care, my friends.
For over 17 years, the P word was at the driver's seat of my mind. And what I mean by that is if I turn this wheel left, my truck goes left. And that's kind of what the P word did to me inside of my mind. I would be pursuing a goal or trying to get something done. And or focus on my family, and all of a sudden the P word would jerk my wheel and start turning me in a direction that I didn't want to turn in. And so maybe you felt like that. Maybe you've done a lot of the strategies or solutions or tried a lot of things that I have. Like the first variation was trying to get like blockers, right? So that would be the equivalent of trying to, if the P word is grabbing my mind and trying to turn me left, I would take a blocker and I would try to chain it to my wheel right so that it couldn't get it left. But what I realized is it actually disabled my truck or my mind from the ability to go the direction that I actually wanted it to, right? And so by trying to solve the solution of my mind being pulled this way, I would try to pull it that way, and it was like I was still tormented, right? So whether I gave in to temptation and ended up in defeat and frustration, I was tormented, or whether I resisted the urges and I just stayed here kind of stuck, like my vehicle and my purpose and my potential was still limited, right? And so I was still tormented. And that's just a really, simplistic illustration of why surface level solutions are never going to solve a deeper root problem. So like what we need to solve is the dynamic of why your brain is grabbing control of you and trying to turn you one way, right? Not trying to chain it from going that way and trying to prevent yourself from getting into the habit and the behavior that you're trying to get away from, but by solving the relationship dynamic inside of your mind of your heart desiring to go one way and your brain trying to pull you in a different direction, right? Because even if you successfully resist that direction and stay on course, you're still tormented and your potential is still limited, right? And so again, just a simple illustration to explain that this is not a behavior problem, and it's not going to be solved by behavior modification. It's going to be solved by modifying the deeper roots that are creating this dynamic of, again, your brain trying to pull you in one direction when your heart is going in the other. And so that's the main reason that our system and our process has been so effective, and why it's worked for over 8,000 success stories that God's led through our program. And they all started by watching a really simple video. Again, just that simple analogy. I hope that was helpful to you. If that's the only thing that you gained from this, that's great. But you have an opportunity to go deeper and really take a step into a 60-minute process that's going to guide you through understanding what a root issue is, identifying your own unique root issue, and then giving you the exact same methodology that over 8,000 people have used to heal their problem at the root and escape this chaos of resist, fail, where they're just trying to like control the steering wheel. It's like, no, we need to go to a deeper dive into the driver, right? And go, why does your brain want to go one way and your heart go the other? And so if you want to discover that today, I'm going to invite you to click the link below and watch the same exact training that was the first step for over 8,000 success stories that have come through the Unchained Leader process. This is not just a video, this is an actual training. And so you're going to come out of this with like a note, a page full of notes. And again, I hope that this video was helpful and it maybe just gave you some glimmer of hope that your life doesn't have to be like this for the rest of your life. Because I know that there was a point in time where I just kind of accepted that this is just how it was going to be. There was going to be this wrestling going on over the steering wheel. And the unfortunate part about that is it's like, no matter how pretty the road was that I was driving on, like no matter how good circumstances were in life, I was still tormented, and I could never fully be present with the moment and enjoy life, no matter how good things were, right? And so if that's any of that's resonating with you, I want you to consider that this video wasn't placed in front of you by coincidence, but by design. And God put some stuff on my mind to just kind of speak to you guys. And I want you to consider that it's probably landing in some places of prayer that you've been asking for a solution, right? And so I know that I prayed about this over and over and over. And, God didn't take me out of the hole, but he did give me a ladder to climb out, right? And I want you to consider that maybe this is your ladder, and maybe you don't need to climb the whole thing, right? But maybe take just a first few steps and just see how it feels, right? And so this training, if you click the link below, is 60 minutes long. It's very in-depth. You're going to come out with a page full of notes. maybe you don't need to commit 60 minutes right now. You just need to commit 5 minutes. Watch the first 5 minutes of the video and just ask yourself, like, hey, is this hitting on some things that have kind of been on my heart, kind of been on my mind? And is this a coincidence that this is placed in front of me as you're watching that video? So click the link below and go ahead and start watching that training now. You'll have the opportunity to register for that. And it's really cool. The first 5 minutes of that video is actually created by our clients, and they wanted to put together a message that was directly for you. And so you're not even going to hear me talk for the first 5 minutes. The first 5 minutes is just going to be our clients. They all got together and put together a message that they wanted to share with you. Because like me, they were all in the same exact circumstance. They were struggling. They tried a bunch of things, ended in a bunch of frustrations. Some of them have just accepted their fate, that this is going to be a lifelong battle, if you will, of fighting over the steering wheel, fighting over the direction in their life, their heart battling their minds. And they saw an ad like this, had some skepticism, which you'll hear from some of them, watched that training, and it was like, they didn't fully commit initially. They just committed to the first step. And then, the cool thing about freedom is you don't have to do it all at once. It's just a series of small steps, right? And so they're going to share with you what their life looks like now after making the decision to take that first step. And so, again, go ahead and click that link below. It's somewhere on this page, and go ahead and register to watch that video. Watch the first 5 minutes now. If you believe that it was placed in front of you by design, and if you feel like it's worth your time, go ahead and finish that training, take a page full of notes, and it's going to give you really clear action steps just moving forward of the, again, same exact process that's worked for over 8,000 other people just like you. And so go ahead and click that link below. Thanks for watching, and my prayer is that this was helpful to you in some way.
Media
Where do you see traditional housewives in social media?
everywhere.
Do you?
Well, I mean, that I know of, just women getting taken care of and not working. No.
So that's what a traditional housewife is, taken care of and not working.
To me, yes.
Oh, okay. So, and that's getting the shit into the stick?
From what I've seen so far, yes.
So you're supposed to teach her how to be a wife.
How to be a wife, yeah. So how to be a wife, you can learn that from your mother, yes, but I was raised by my father. Now my mother is in my life right now, but I could say that my father taught me how to be a wife or a woman to a man. I could say that. And how to be one, exactly. Because the way women teach us how to be a wife and the way men teach us how to be a wife are completely two different.
Are you married?
No, I'm not. I was engaged, but I'm not married.
See, men customize women for them.
See, but that's the thing. My father didn't customize. I'm 31.
What do you want to talk to me about?
I'm a boss woman. I just was out at my booth, doing my pop-up shop today, and I went to college, and I believe that I can have a family one day. I believe that.
How many kids you got?
No kids.
Okay. You believe you can have a family? Okay.
Yeah, I believe I can meet my match. I believe that I can find someone that.
Roll it back. No.
I'm sorry.
We don't do it.
I'm sorry.
We don't overtalk. That's one thing we don't.
I'm sorry. I'm getting people go to my page, my website, because I'm talking to you. So it's like, wow, I was shocked that.
Well, turn off the comments and have the conversation.
Let's talk. Help me out, Kevin.
I don't know why. I mean, if you already have it all figured out, why you need my help?
I mean, I want to help your viewers too see my point of view and talk to you and have a conversation.
I don't think my viewers want to hear a woman tell them anything.
I don't want to tell them. I want to answer your questions.
You said you wanted to talk to me.
Go ahead.
We don't-
I just want
what
to
do you
talk
want-
about
what do you
your
want-
conversation about how I can meet my match. How can I make?
I don't know what your match is. I don't know what your match is. What do you want?
I want someone that, can match my drive, my ambition, someone that can bring to the table what I bring to the table as a woman. I want someone that can meet, my match.
How's that working out for you?
It's been working out great, but honestly, I don't think guys at this point in my career are what I need to focus on. Like, I just want to focus on myself. And then when I get to a level where I'm comfortable, I want to settle down, and that's what's in my vicinity.
What percentage of men earn $650,000 or more?
From hard hats to steel-toed boots, Grainger's got your safety needs covered, literally. Shop Grainger's vast inventory of safety products. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. You know how a few changes on your website can somehow take weeks to ship? With Framer, that's over. Because while your site lives here, it also lives here, giving designers and marketers the freedom to update and publish all on their own, while your developers focus on the big stuff. With a powerful CMS, a growing universe of plugins, and your whole team unblocked, you're not just building a website, you're building momentum. Ship faster, build smarter with Framer.
Well, from the conversation I heard you speak about earlier, it sounded like it was less than 10%.
10% of men earn $100,000.
Okay.
Top 5%, around $250,000. 300,000, you start dropping around 3%. You get over 500,000, you're talking about 1%. And you're talking more than that. So you're talking about a fraction of a percent. So if if a man, they can meet that, and you said y'all talk about what?
Say that again?
How tall are you? You said you're 5 what?
I'm 5'5", 5'8" with heels.
Okay. So how tall does he need to be?
Anywhere like 5'8" and taller. I'm flexible.
Okay. If this man can meet your socioeconomic standard, which is rather on the higher side, it's fair to say he can meet most women's. What do you think a man who makes that kind of income, what are some of the things they would want from a woman?
I definitely feel they want a baddie, for sure.
A what?
A baddie, like they want somebody who is like a 10 and 10, for sure. Somebody who's well kept, well put, dresses well, speaks well, articulate, great conversation, and be in a crowd with anybody and be able to be put together.
You just described a man.
I described a man?
Mm-hmm. You're describing the prototypical Tyler Perry Sex and the City metro female fantasy. You said you had a 9-year marriage that you divorced from, and you had a relationship that you left because he was cheating?
Yeah.
And you never cheated?
I have.
Exactly. And how long ago did that end?
About maybe 7 years ago.
And what have you been doing since then?
Well, that's when I started working on myself. Because
But see, that's what I don't understand. 7 years, man. I'm not 37 or 44. Jesus Christ, how long are y'all supposed to French toast work? What do you need from a man financially?
for him to hold it down.
What does that mean?
So what that means is, as a woman,
Put a dollar value on it. Don't give me the yearbook answer.
at least a minimum of 6 figures. Minimum.
My problem is that I tend to attract narcissists. and I'm the complete opposite of a narcissist. Like I'm bored.
Oh, okay.
And I know I'm literally saying, like, I'm
Bored
speaking
is
the truth.
bored is the reason a lot of women leave. But see, so honestly, what men hear is there's no reason to be a good guy because, you know, when I was a good guy, women left me. But when I became a player, that didn't have no problem.
There's not many options. That's another thing.
Oh, there are plenty of options. 51% of black men are single and childless. 64% are in the middle class. See what they're not.
But a lot of them are ugly.
Oh, no. First off, check that. Because you start that, I'm gonna get real raw with you.
But it's big.
I'm gonna get real raw with you. Check that. Because I have not made any presumptions about looks or anything with you, so I'm not going to insult men.
You can't. I look a mess now, but I don't think I have to settle with a man that I don't find
Okay,
handsome.
let's do it. Well, what would you rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? Just your face. You cannot use 7.
A 10.
Oh, poor baby. Now let's try this again.
So I'm
You are not the most beautiful woman in the world. Cosmopolitan ain't trying to get you to be on the cover. People ain't deemed you one of the most beautiful women in the world. First thing you came out of your mouth, you said you're a 10, and you're not a 10.
My face is not a 10. I don't have no makeup on, and my hair is not done, and this is all real hair.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
I think I'm definitely a 10.
Cool. I bet you do.
There was a time when I barely knew how to turn on a computer. Now, I'm a cybersecurity specialist.
ECPI University, a leader in cybersecurity education, is helping individuals, even those with minimal computer experience, pursue a future in cybersecurity.
Because of the opportunities at ECPI University, I get to put my degree to use. It's exciting. I love my job.
If it wasn't for ECPI University, I would not be where I am now.
Pursue a future in cybersecurity at ECPI University.
So when was the last time you did any runway modeling or print modeling?
I've never been involved in that.
Why not? 10s, that's what 10s do.
Not all 10s.
Oh, yeah. Not all 10s, but you know what? You live in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. See, when you're a 10, people discover you at the bank, at the bodega, at the gym.
That happened when I was younger. My father.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to keep on moving. You're not a 10. You're living in, and a lot of you ladies just say this because it's like, you're not. You're not a 10.
What would you rate me as? My face.
I'm not gonna, no, you're not a 10 because you're rating yourself up there with Rihanna and Halle Berry when she was young. That's what you're rating yourself. What would you give yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? Fresh face out of the shower, your natural hair. You cannot use 7.
On a regular schmegular degular day, I'd say maybe a 6.
Okay. I will give you a 6. And a 6 is cute. A 5 is average. So, if you're a cute woman, that's one step above average. Okay, average means average. Look in your family history, and most people are average, right at the top of the bell curve. But if you take a cute woman who's overweight, that adjusts her SMV up or down.
Down.
Thank you. So that makes her average as those two numbers, they kind of average out. You would be an average woman. And as about an average woman in this country, an average black woman, the average black man in this country earns $41,500 for a lifetime. No more, no less. No Herculean methods, no lottery, no businesses. That's what he's going to make. That's your husband.
What if I have degrees?
Thank you. See? See? I want you guys to understand. She just asked me, and I told her, what is a woman has her SMV? Now, these women actually think because they can make themselves higher SMV because of a degree. That does not work. Men have never picked women based upon your degree.
That is why you could be on fries at McDonald's, but if you look like Kelly Rowland, you can marry a millionaire. But you could graduate from Harvard, but if you look like Precious, you ain't got nothing coming.
But a lot of my Jewish friends were married during college. And
Exactly. And so when I ask you, why aren't you married? You look like I asked you something difficult. Why aren't you married yet?
No, I don't think it's difficult.
Don't want to get married this young?
I love my boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
I'm happy being in a relationship.
Right. You better say that you're gonna see the video, but why aren't you marrying him yet?
He wants to get married.
Okay, so he's broke.
No, he's not broke.
So what's wrong with him?
Nothing's wrong with him.
So let me get this right. He's not broke and he wants to marry you, but you don't want to get married. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I never said I don't want to get married.
Well, I asked you, why aren't you married?
We're just not married yet.
How long you been together?
We've been together, we're going on 2 years.
Why aren't you married? I'll take the 6 months. So let me get this right. He wants to get married.
Yes.
He's told you he wants to marry you.
Yes.
And you told him to go buy a ring?
Yes.
And he hasn't.
Oh, I have a ring, yeah.
He's dropped on one knee and proposed to you.
Yes.
And you said what?
Of course I said yes,
You,
but we
hold on, whoa. Of course you said yes? That would make a fiance, not a boyfriend.
I mean...
No. I was very clear. He dropped on one knee, ring, proposed, you said yes. That makes a fiance, not a boyfriend.
Yes.
So why are you calling your fiance your boyfriend?
Because it's very new.
That's bullshit. Most women who
That's
are...
not
No, that is bullshit. That is bullshit. When women get engaged to a man they like and they got a ring, they can't wait.
No. That's why I think about the threshold. Okay. So there are several things I'm thinking about, and then I know strategy. So I could take a plumber and have him have an entire business, because that's the way that my mind works. And so I would make that work for us.
Put your penis up.
Somebody laughing.
You see what you just did? You see what you just did?
See how
I gave you a man who's out doing just fine on his own, and you got to go make him earn one and be like you. That ain't gonna work, boo.
It's not. So
you're gonna emasculate the hell out of him. Because it's like, well, now I've been, Thomas, you've been a plumber for 20 years and you just happy, yeah. But now she got me trying to have a truck and this and that going over here and that. Why? Well, because she's used to Birkin bags. You know, she thinks we can become accredited investors. And what's that gonna be like sitting up in the bed on Sunday when Thomas wants to sleep in? Hey, you should get up and start their website. We can do this, we can do that.
Now you see why I say somebody got to be on the same frequency as me, somebody that enjoys preparing and creating.
But you're on a masculine frequency.
Oh.
Backbone was originally founded based on how we thought the future of gaming would unfold. We believed that one day, great games would be available on any screen, and that people would need a seamless way to play them. So we set out to build...
Okay.
You're not on the right, you're on a masculine frequency.
Okay.
So if you want somebody on that, okay, are you all right being one of five?
Oh, I already had that scenario and I didn't like that.
Well, then are you all right with letting Thomas just be, you're not going to accept Thomas?
Why does Thomas have to be my scenario though when I'm surrounded by men that are like engineers and
So they don't want baby mamas. They're 40 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom line is you don't want it to be 50-50. But here's the thing. Okay, so listen, this is important. Ready? Mm-hmm. That means this career you're talking about, you're going to give it up anyway because the real career is your husband.
He's going to be bringing in all the money. If you get the man you want, he's going to be the major breadwinner. You are not going to be responsible. So this extra degree, extra thing is all actually not going to an outcome. It's just sitting on the wall.
You think so?
Man, if you have a husband paying 75% of everything and you're paying 25%, you are not in a career. You got a job. He's carrying the lion's share. So why do you need a master's or anything else like that to cover 25%? No. Listen.
I was gonna get my
Because this is what so many sisters don't do. They just go talk about jobs and careers and this, but when it gets right down to it, I really don't want to have to be the one responsible for the financial load. I hope God blesses me with a man that I can be, and that's fine. So start with the end in mind.
Okay, I need some advice. I'm a 37-year-old woman. Two children.
Okay.
I do not have a problem getting a man. It's just I attract weak men.
Okay.
I am celibate. I've been celibate for 2 years.
What?
I've been celibate for 2 years.
Where'd that come from?
I want to know, is that the reason why?
You two people that came out of you. What you talking about? I'm trying to understand what's the philosophy here. You're not a virgin. You got two people came out of you. What's going on?
Oh no, you did not.
Oh no, you did not have the nerve to bring vagina out here and close it up at 37 years old with two kids out here.
And I'm gonna tell you the reason behind that is because when I do open my legs, the men get crazy.
P-whipped?
Yes.
So the solution is so let me get this right. So you meet a man that's a high value man, a good guy. You think you're gonna be celibate for what? What? Till you married?
Yes.
You got your goddamn mind. I wish I would meet a 37-year-old with two kids and think you gonna separate checks. Separate checks. Check, please. No. Listen, man. I'm making light of it because it is crazy. You're almost 40 years old with two kids, talking about celibate. You need to be trying to get that away to secure a man.
No.
Listen.
When I do that,
listen. No. You're talking about what you said is you attract lower value men.
Not really.
Not the right men, crazy men, whatever. Not good guys.
Weak. Let's put like that.
Lower value is weak.
Okay.
So when I said if you attracted a higher value man, you think you're going to make him wait until marriage? How do you think that's
sweetheart? I'm gonna tell you like this. My cookies is worth the wait.
Well, first off, check this, sweet. I know your cookies ain't worth the wait because you ain't made nobody wait. You got two kids without a marriage.
I was married.
Name me the product that gains value with age and use.
A product that gains value with age and use?
Yeah.
I want to say your mind, but I may be different. I may be
I said a product. Where can you go buy a mind? A product.
Oh, a product. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, I am.
Nothing. And let's just talk about your cookies. They're getting older and they've been used.
Struggling with productivity? Meet Max AI, your ultimate AI assistant.
That don't mean nothing.
You're right, they don't.
Oh, you are ornery.
No, I'm honest. I'm honest, ma'am. What can you, an individual, do about an industry that's dying? Excuse me?
Positive in your own.
Stay positive. There were people who sold horses and buggies. But when the automobile came along, you could have made the best horse and buggy and the best horse whip. You could be as positive as you want. When the market died, you were out of business.
Or you just downsize.
There's downsize for no dimension. You can't downsize. Okay. How can you downsize if you were that person had a 9-to-5 job? How can she downsize being 1 year in business? And see, what I'm showing you guys is this is a 20-some-odd-year-old woman who is too stubborn sign language to admit that she don't know what the hell she's talking about. This woman is young enough to be my daughter. She ain't completed nothing in life. She didn't even complete college. And that's the point. And this is the problem. And you wonder why women who look like you, who think like you, and who act like you are chronically single. You need to understand what a man that you would want, what he would want in a girlfriend, wife, or significant other.
Like a good mother,
No,
wife.
That changes from every man. That changes from man to man. Where's your father?
Oh, I didn't grow up with a mother or a father.
All right, so due respect, you don't seem to get that men judge the way we judge. And yes, like I said, you have no problem getting men to pay you attention. You've got no problem attracting men, but getting a man to take you seriously, and would you like to be married?
I would.
Okay, and that's a problem because you're asking a man to become a stepfather. You're asking, let's say you're asking me to come in and take care of one man's child, a man's 2 children. I didn't create those. It's all downside. I've been a stepfather. It's a horrible deal.
What about the men that have children of their own? They want a stepmother.
Well, again, you still act as
like
though
most men at this age.
Okay, listen. I'll answer. See, you're still speaking as if you have leverage in this thing, and I'm trying to level set you. Even if I have children, I got more options than you. I can go find a woman with no kids because I can afford both of you. If I can afford to take care of you and your kids, I can afford to take care of her and no kids.
Yeah.
Why would I pick you and your kids when I know your kids are not going to? I'm not their father. They'll never look at me as their father. I got all the responsibility and none of the upside of being a biological father. Can I discipline those children like they were my own?
They don't need discipline. They're very,
see, that's your problem. There you go, right there.
I'm not saying we should have a special victim status, but our circumstance is different. We are women. We are less
You're 24 years old. Is your circumstance harder or easier than your grandmother and your great-grandmother?
Exponentially easier. We have access to information we didn't have.
Exponentially easier, but you're handling it worse. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we are all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, be one with the black man? We even think that being...
Thank you. Clip it, slice it, put it on World Star. She said it, not me. Now that you're independent, you don't need to be with. There you go. There you go. And there you go, black man. There it is. She's finally got one to say it.
Build businesses with us.
Your grandmothers and your great-grandmothers had more trauma and more stress and did it better.
What's the best way to build an income stream in your spare time right now in 2025? Day trading? Too complicated and time-consuming. Long-term investing in stocks? Too slow and small returns. How about real estate? Too risky and also very time-consuming. In my opinion, the best way to build an income stream in your spare time in 2025 is something simpler, faster, and less complicated. In fact, it makes other options seem hardly worth pursuing. It's something that only top hedge funds